friends from the manga world. My name is G,
And I'm Hector.
and we're here to talk about the new releases for manga on December 2024. Hector and I, we work for Penguin Random House, so the titles that you'll see today are those that we can sell internationally. Aside from this YouTube channel, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter X at PRH International Comics, where you'll see our updates and news on those channels. So definitely check us out there. And again, if you're new to this, the way that we do this is Hector and I will have some picks in the beginning. We'll go over volume one that is coming out in December, and then we'll leave you with the rest of the list so you could take a look at continuing volumes to pick up as well. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started on our first pick, which is actually Hector's.
Yeah, it's Ashita no Joe Fighting for Tomorrow 1. This is the classic by Asao Takamori and illustrated by Tetsuya Chiba. This, I gotta confess, I have no idea what this was, but I had an idea of the story, but I just didn't know it was this. This is the first time ever it's been translated into English. This is a classic from the 1970s, 1960s, and 70s that Kodansha published in their magazine, and it's been adapted to so many things. It's been adapted to anime. It's been adapted to live action. It even has a stage play and video games and so many things. And also, which this is where it really shocked me, it was the inspiration, or should I say, for the 50th anniversary of the story. Um, they One of the things they did is they used the story as the base for the anime Megalobox, which I'm a big fan of. And again, I had no idea it was based on this. And the story is for that one is in the future for Megalobox, so that's why I didn't make the connection. But as soon as I saw this in the description, it's like, oh yeah, makes total sense. It's the basically pretty much the same story. So what is the story? The story of the main character that you have here, Joe. He's a drifter, and he is wandering through the slums of Tokyo. And at some point, he gets into trouble with some local ruffians. You can tell it's from the 60s because he's getting in trouble with ruffians. And he fights, and he this drunk guy, he sees him, and it's like, oh man, you have talent for this. You should like take it seriously. I actually have a small gym. I can train you. You can compete seriously. But he says no, and down the road he actually gets into more trouble, and he is taken to jail, and a lot of things happen. And in jail, he is has to defend himself, and he also makes a rival out of this other person who used to be a boxer. And when they both get out, they they both promise each other they're going to be professional boxers, and they're going to meet each other in the ring, and they're going to try to be champions. And that's the story basically. And of course, he then, when he goes out, Joe goes to the gym from the guy that he met. It's a very classic story. We've seen a lot of adaptations for this kind of story, and now it keeps, now it makes me wonder if they're all based on this, including Rocky, which came out in 1976, and um, this came out a lot earlier, so it makes you wonder. So this is the big deal. It's huge, and as a classic in Japan, and apparently in other parts of the world, in other languages, it had been translated. It's just had never been translated for print in English, and we're finally getting it. So I'm really excited about this. I love that Kodansha is bringing these things back, all these classics, and doing new editions of them. And this one is going to be a lot of fun, for sure.
I've watched bits of this a while ago, so Very
Yeah.
unlikable character in the beginning, just saying.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Swindler and
Which is another
all.
trope for this
Yeah.
kind of story, because that's like Rocky is the same thing and Megalobox is the same thing. They're supposed to be unlikable, and then you kind of like them up towards the
Mhm.
end, of course.
But it's
Yeah,
fun. I recommend
it is.
watching the anime if you haven't done so already. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all right. And then my pick here is of course My Happy Marriage. If you watch the anime for that, read the manga, it's fantastic. And we have the art book
Mhm.
here. So this is essential for any fans to add to their collection. It'll include 80 illustrations, actually more than 80 illustrations by the artists, some exclusive short stories by the writer as well, and some behind the scenes like commentary detailing like the iconic illustrations that fans are recognizably known to lauding, basically. So it's a beautiful collection. I love that we're doing more art books as well. So this is great. This will
Yeah.
add on to the list. And yeah, like I said, it's perfect companion to the manga. So definitely check this out. And yeah.
Yes. Very cool. And we continue with Confession by Kaiji Kawaguchi. This is a one-shot um, uh, mystery thriller, psychological mystery thriller, psychological thriller, really. So there are these two people, friends, stranded in a blizzard atop a mountain, and they're one of them is badly injured and bleeding out, and they're just trying to find shelter, but they haven't. And one of them, Ishikura, he's realizes, oh, I'm about to die. So since I'm about to die, I might as well make this confession to his friend Asai of a dark secret that he's been keeping for years. And as soon as he finishes, what do you know? They find shelter. So they walk into the shelter, but now they're both stuck in this blizzard in the middle of the mountains, in the shelter, with shelter, but with the secret out. And now we get this tension and this obviously um, what's going to happen now. So, the tagline here is that the brutal elements may no longer be the deadliest threat around. So very cool. Huge fan of thrillers and psychological ones like this one too. So I can't wait to read this one. Definitely, it's gonna be cool. Yes.
All right, next up we have Beautiful Things. This is the complete manga collection. So we have this main character who is going through a very tough breakup. And surprisingly, he finds solace in his ex-girlfriend's wardrobe. And so, donning on her outfits, he embarks on this like nighttime escapades, and it garners some attention, not all of which is welcomed, unfortunately. And one evening, like an example of that, um, things take a turn, and the main character is in a dire situation, being assaulted, and ends up being rescued by an unsuspecting, excuse me, coworker of his. And so the coworker, to give you a sense, is like the last person that he would expect being rescued by, because he's like a klutz. He's like trips over himself, and the main character is completely taken by like completely unexpected, but also the coworker is completely taken by the like completely falls in love with the disguise, because at this point he's wearing again his ex-girlfriend's wardrobe. So it's a question of, wow, guy likes me, but doesn't know that this is a persona that I'm putting on at night, and doesn't know, like it's just the weight of, how do I keep this secret? Should I reveal my true identity? And what will happen if I tell the truth? And so this is that story. And yes, coming out of Seven Seas, coming out in December 17th.
All right. And then next is Red Anima #1. This is by Yoshinori Matsuoka. And so I'm going to take you from the blizzard in Tokyo, in the mountains of Tokyo, to now in the future Tokyo, where temperatures are around 170 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 76 Celsius. And humanity has to live underground to survive this heat, you know? And they only get glimpses of the surface through remote control robots called Reanima. And then you get the story through the eyes of these two characters, Shinano and Kara, who are members of what's called the Enforcement Bureau, and they police the surface for crime and illegal Reanima mods. And you get their sort of their story, but then Kara, one of the characters, has a secret. He actually lives in the surface full time in his real body. So it's a story about this futuristic, world where humanity was pushed underground and they're forced to live down there. And there's the mystery of what happened. So you part of the story is going to be discovering and kind of coming out, kind of telling you what happened to make the world be that way. And also at the same time, the mystery of why Kara has a body that can survive such extreme heat. Obviously, cyber futuristic uh, um, story with it's going to have a lot of action and some intrigue in there. So it's going to be very, very, very cool. The kind of stuff that I love reading for sure. So
Mhm.
that's it.
All right, continuing on. I don't know if you're seeing there's a rainbow on my face, which is
Yeah,
you can ignore that.
you you got a rainbow on your face.
I got a
That's okay.
rainbow on my face. It's that time of day where, anyway, the crystal, anyway. I have it in my window. Anyway,
I thought it was on
um,
purpose, but that's fine.
no. We have, I just haven't moved it. uh, Hotori, Hot, Hotori Hotet First Kiss, maybe, if I'm saying that
Yeah.
right. Um, so this is basically like a anthology of manga tales on the magic of the first kiss. We have heartwarming stories like that scent of butterflies, that rush of first love, and these charming short stories. So this is for like the feel happy, you just need to like sit down and just bathe in the wholesomeness. This is what it is. So it'll follow like a bunch of different characters. Like you'll have like junior high, a pair of junior high students as like their lips tremble in anticipation for their first kiss. You'll have like dear friend harboring like years of feelings for another. And you'll also have like love at first sight type of stories as well. So again, four short stories with this, and I I love these collections when it comes out because it's just like a quick read, but like before going to sleep, I I like picking those anthology manga anthology editions. So this is another one for you to pick up as well. So yes.
Very cool. And we continue with some number ones. And my glasses here. Guilty Smile Manga Volume 1. This is a spicy romance about princess whose fate lies in the hands of man seeking vengeance against her family. This is part of Seven Seas imprint dedicated to sexy romance for women's steamship. And we continue with Heron Saint. No, I'm an all works made and proud of it. This light novel, volume 1. And when one girl is reincarnated into an otome game, she's ready to clean house literally. The light novels that inspired the manga also available from Seven Seas. And next we have Imaizumi brings all the gals to his house, Volume One. This is the continuation of the popular manga. Is a Imaizumi brings all the gairus to his house. See how one guy's place becomes the go-to for games, gossip, and much more.
All right, continuing on with volume ones, we have no spicy romance allowed! Exclamation point. So mixing business with pleasure in this hot Omegaverse BL about this flashy alpha model and of course his Omega manager. And then we have the obsessed mage and his beloved statue bride. She cannot resist his seductive voice. Light novel. This is about a mage who is petrified for 20 years, only to be restored to find her adoring formal pupil, all grown up, and I guess sipping after her. And then we have this steamy fantasy romance, because why not? Those are recipes of
Yeah,
a good romance. And
yeah.
then we have one room apartment for those who love the close proximity trope. This is for you. This is a mature rated boys' love about miscommunication, cohabitation, love between two college students in Hokkaido.
And we continue with Play Me Softly, a boys' love manga where romance is fueled by an unforgettable first love and a shared passion for music. Next up is Rosen Maiden's Collector's Edition Volume 1, the hit gothic fantasy about elegant dolls in a deadly game which inspired the multimedia franchise, returns to print in brand new collector editions omnibuses. And last on this slide is Sweet Room Escape Volume 1. A one night stand turns into something more in this mature rated boys love manga.
All right, and continuing on with volume ones, A Tale of the Secret Saint Zero. This is the light novel volume one. It's a prequel to the light novel series of the almost the same name, A Tale of the
Yeah.
Secret Saints, minus there's no zero there. Of course,
Yeah.
zero is the prequel. So if you want to check out the manga series, that's also available at like the the main story. If you want to check that out, we also have that available. Next, we have Wanna Be My Dress-Up Lover? Question mark. Two coworkers are drawn into a complicated relationship when one man discovers the other's cross-dressing kink in this mature-rated BL manga. And then, of course, Wet Dream Aquarium, because why not? And something fishy is going on. Again, another mature-rated BL romance about sweet crushes, crazy dreams. Obviously, a lot is going on here in the cover. Yes. And then continuing on, we have the Yakuza and his Omega Raw Desire Volume 1. It's a Megaverse tale. Newly awakened Omega's life heats up when she finds herself in the arms of a dangerously handsome Alpha who's also a Yakuza leader. So there we go. And that's actually it for the volume one highlights. And just like we mentioned before, we'll leave here, but you can stay on to go through the slides because you'll see some continuing volumes that you don't want to miss out on. And yeah, so that's it for us. As always, we love doing these, so check out what we've done in the past, those videos, and check us out next week because we do other videos as well aside from these monthly new releases. So with that, bye everyone.
Bye.